Can you think of a more infamous cheater in the history of sports than Rosie Ruiz? She was caught cheating in the 1980 marathon. She passed away today at the age of 66. According to an obituary, she had been battling cancer for a decade, but she was 27 years of age when she brought out several red flags to question her victory. She had a record-setting time. Spectators noticed she barely looked like she had broken a sweat in the Boston Marathon. They didn't remember seeing her during the first 25 miles of the race. Speaking to reporters following the race, Ruiz was unable to answer questions about her training that most competitive runners would know all about. They said that they missed her at all of the checkpoints there, the mystery women's winner. So they spotted her re-entering the course from the sidelines about a mile from the finish line. Maybe that's why she didn't look like she had broken a sweat. Because she hadn't broken a sweat. She was also caught cheating in the New York City Marathon the previous year. So she didn't show up on footage from video cameras set up along the course. She rode the subway. A woman said she rode the subway with Ruiz to the finish line.
With a little bib on, little number.
So she did train for the event.
Oh, I see what you did with that. Okay. All righty. All righty.
You guys on fire.
2.5 hours. You got it. Thank you, Toddler. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, if you watch the broadcast of the Boston Marathon, the announcers are dumbfounded, but they don't accuse her of cheating at any point. Everyone's celebrating her. They're wrapping her around. They're giving her flowers. She's on the podium, and she's doing interviews, and she wasn't really sweating that much. And it was almost like she was pretending to pant, like miming it.
2 years after getting caught at the Boston Marathon, she went to jail for a week. 5 years probation. She stole $60,000 from a real estate company where she worked. The next year, 3 more years of probation, charged with trying to sell 2 kilos of cocaine to an undercover detective in Miami. Seems like there's a pattern here. But Rosie Ruiz.
She always maintained that she won the race cleanly and never gave back the medal she received that day. Stay with it.
Okay, who's the biggest cheater? And I know somebody's going to say Barry Bonds.
Lance
or
Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
Worldwide?
Would you say that? Yes. Yeah. But when it comes to somebody's cheating, if there's anything that has to do with the race, Rosie Ruiz's name always comes up. Can you think of a more infamous cheater? Lance Armstrong's number one? Yeah, McLevin?
You know, I think of the embarrassing guys like, was it Phil Necro who tried to pretend through
Joe Necro.
Joe Necro
threw a piece of sandpaper out of the back of it. What was it? Right with and it got caught on camera.
A nail file.
Yeah, Emery board or something like that. Sammy Sosa with the Super Balls in his bat.
That was a mistake, honest mistake. I knew you could make that.
I know, I love that. Oh, no, I only use that for batting practice. Really? You got a bat full of Super Balls for batting practice. Yes, Fritzy.
I don't think it was intended because I love him, but that George Brett pine tar incident is a very infamous moment.
Well, that wasn't cheating.
Well, Yankees thought he was.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, I'm talking about somebody who cheated the outcome for something, actually winning something. George didn't win anything that day or later on. Yeah, Fritzy.
Mike Scott and what supposedly he was doing to
They never caught him.
But he was like destroying the Mets in the 86 NLCS.
But they never caught him. It was all rumor, innuendo that he was scuffing the baseballs. It's probably Lance Armstrong.
You know one that stood out? I just looked up Danny Almonte, the little leaguer who was above age and smoking everybody in New York, the Bronx.
Yeah. When he had that mustache, I said, that might be a giveaway, guys, that he might not be the age that he says he is.
He's pulling up to the ballpark in a car. He's driving. Bunch of kids getting out.
Hey, shut up, kid. Well,
man, he's got a deep voice.
How old's that guy?
For a 12-year-old.
Don't you remember that, like when you like playing high school basketball or something, and you'd show up to a gym, and some of the kids on that team had a mustache? You'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna get killed today."
Yep. And those guys stayed the same size. Like that was it.
Yeah.
They had peaked, and they were like 13 or 14.
That kid, 21's got a mustache.
I know. We had a guy on our 8th grade team, and I remember Greg had facial hair, and we were like, God, he's he's great, but he stayed the same. He didn't get any better after his 8th grade. At puberty.
Because it's tough. Yeah, you're like, you're a freshman or whatever, and you're playing against seniors or juniors or whatever, kids that are just more developed, and you're like, I was 4'10", 100 pounds, and like your little skinny arms, and you got nothing going on.
Yeah, Paul.
Ben Johnson, the sprinter, was Seoul Olympics against Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
He broke the world record. Canada.
Yeah.
He was stripped, I think, 2 days later. They caught him.
Yeah. Some pretty infamous cheaters there.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.